You wake up already exhausted. Before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already running, already calculating, already worrying. The to-do list appears in your head like a wall you have to climb before the day even starts. And somewhere in the back of your mind there is this quiet voice that says, "This is just life. This is just how it is." But what if that voice has been lying to you? Because here is what nobody tells you. Stress is not something that just happens to you. Stress is something that builds quietly, habit by habit, thought by thought, until one day you look in the mirror and you do not recognize the person looking back. You look tired in a way that sleep does not fix. You feel behind in a way that catching up does not solve. And you keep pushing because stopping feels worse than continuing. That feeling is real. That exhaustion is real. And if you have ever felt it, you already know exactly what it means to be completely consumed by stress without anyone around you truly understanding how deep it goes. Studies show that over 77% of people regularly experience physical symptoms caused by stress. 77%. That means the tension in your shoulders right now is not weakness. The tight chest when you think about everything you need to do is not weakness. The nights you lie awake staring at the ceiling running through every worst-case scenario, that is not weakness. That is your nervous system screaming for help. And here is the part that breaks my heart. Most people spend years, sometimes decades, trying to push through it, thinking they just need to work harder, think more positively, sleep a little better. But the stress never actually leaves. It just gets buried deeper, and the price you pay gets higher every single year. That price is not just emotional. Research links chronic stress to heart disease, weakened immune function, hormonal imbalance, weight gain, accelerated aging, and cognitive decline. You are not just feeling bad, your body is physically wearing down every single day that stress goes unaddressed. Now before we go further, if you are serious about transforming your relationship with stress at a deeper level, we do have related programs linked down below in the video description. People who have gone through them describe the shift as life-changing. But I want to be honest with you, these resources are not for everyone. They are for people who are truly ready to stop white-knuckling through life and actually build something sustainable. If that is not you yet, that is okay. Keep watching. But if something inside you already knows it is time, the link is waiting. Now let me show you something important. Most people think stress is caused by the big things, the job, the finances, the relationship, and yes, those matter. But the research tells a different story. It is actually the small, repeated daily habits that either build your stress up like a slow-filling dam or quietly drain it away before it becomes a flood. The first habit that changes everything is deceptively simple. It is controlling your first 5 minutes of the morning. Because those first 5 minutes program your entire nervous system for the day. Most people grab their phone. They scroll through notifications, emails, social media, and before they have even had a sip of water, their brain is already in reactive mode. Already chasing. Already behind. Already stressed. Neuroscience shows that the brain is in a highly suggestible state immediately upon waking. Whatever you feed it first becomes the emotional framework for your entire day. People who spend that first 5 minutes in stillness, intentional breathing, or quiet gratitude are not just being spiritual. They are literally rewiring their stress response at a neurological level. Within 2 to 3 weeks of this practice, cortisol levels, which is the primary stress hormone, begin to measurably drop. That is not philosophy. That is physiology. The second habit is managing what scientists call cognitive load. Think about how many decisions you make in a single day. What to eat, what to wear, what to respond to first, what to prioritize. Every single decision, no matter how small, depletes your mental energy. And when your mental energy is depleted, your stress response amplifies. Everything feels harder. Everything feels more urgent. Everything feels heavier than it actually is. The solution is something called decision batching. You group similar decisions together and handle them at designated times rather than allowing decisions to interrupt your focus throughout the day. People who implement this one habit report up to a 40% reduction in daily mental fatigue within the first month. Not because their lives became less demanding, but because their minds stopped carrying every decision simultaneously. The third habit is going to feel uncomfortable to hear, because it requires you to stop something you have probably been told is productive. Stop being constantly available. The always-on culture has convinced us that responding immediately makes us responsible, capable, and valuable. But what it actually does is keep your nervous system in a state of permanent, low-level threat. Always waiting, always on guard, always a notification away from having your focus shattered. People who establish even 2 focused no-interruption windows per day, even if they are only 45 minutes each, report dramatic improvements in their sense of control, clarity, and emotional stability. You do not have to be less responsible. You have to be more intentional about when and how you are available. The fourth habit is about the body, and this one is urgent. Stress is not just a mental experience, it lives in your muscles, your breath, your gut, your nervous system. And the most powerful way to process stored stress physically costs nothing and takes less time than you think. Intentional physical movement for just 20 minutes activates a neurochemical response that literally neutralizes stress hormones in your bloodstream. Not walking mindlessly while you worry. Walking with intention, moving with presence. Exercise done with conscious awareness of your body produces significantly higher stress-reducing effects than movement done while mentally checked out. Psychologists have documented this distinction clearly. Your body needs movement to metabolize the stress that accumulates from thinking. Now here is where things get really interesting. Because these habits compound, one builds on another. 2 weeks in, you are sleeping slightly better because your cortisol rhythm has started to reset. 3 weeks in, your decision fatigue is lower because you have started batching. 4 weeks in, you realize you have gone an entire afternoon without that low humming anxiety that used to follow you everywhere. 6 weeks in, someone in your life notices something different about you. They say you seem lighter, or calmer, or just different in a way they cannot name. And you will know exactly why. The fifth habit is the deepest one. And it is the one most people skip because it sounds too simple to be powerful. It is the practice of completion. Every night before you sleep, you take 5 minutes and mentally or physically close the loop on your day. Not to review everything you failed to do, but to acknowledge what you actually did, to give your brain a clear signal that the day is done. The nervous system does not naturally know when to stop processing. It will keep running the day on a loop unless you consciously tell it the day is over. People who practice nightly completion report falling asleep faster, waking with significantly less residual anxiety, and experiencing dramatically better emotional resilience throughout their week. These 5 habits. First 5 minutes of the morning. Decision batching, focused availability windows, intentional movement, nightly completion. These are not complicated. They do not require you to overhaul your life overnight. They require consistency, and they require you to actually decide that your peace is worth protecting. Because here's the truth. Nobody is coming to reduce your stress for you. The world will keep demanding, people will keep pulling, life will keep moving. The only thing that changes is whether you have the habits and tools to move through it without being crushed by it. If you are sitting here right now feeling something shift, feeling that clarity of yes, this is what I have been missing, then I want you to scroll down to the video description right now. The programs linked there go far beyond what any single video can cover. The people who have used them have reported transformations not just in stress, but in their relationships, their productivity, their health, their sense of self. Most people say they wish they had found it sooner. Do not be the person who watches this, feels inspired, and then goes back to the same patterns tomorrow. The link is below. The decision is yours. And the only question worth asking is how much longer you are willing to wait.